Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Sammy, United People's TV. It's Friday. Is it the Baleba bid day? What's going on? I'm going to run through the latest news for you. I'll tell you what it is. Return to the Premier League. Liverpool losing at home to Bournemouth tonight. That was what we want to kickstart the weekend. I'm going to run through the Arsenal chat ahead of the game. A little bit later in the show, going to speak about Garnacho and the fact that that 50 mil price tag, my word, is that justified. Hojlund, Malacia, Garnacho, Sancho, Baleba, Arsenal, map, Friday. Good times. Let's get involved. Enjoy yourself. It is a good shirt. It's the old festival shirt. Come on, man. Looking forward to it. Well, it's not really a festival anyway. Let me see who's here from the mods and the members gang. Let's get on with today's show. Stephanie, good morning to you. Ant, you're there as well. Josh, you're there too. Carl as well. And Gungshi. Plenty of mods out here this morning. I'm Potato, how you doing, man? Riley, we've got Caleb, Mr. Shantup, Chris Wynn. We've got exclusive trance. I'm liking that username. Got a lot of time for that. Right. Before we get started today, I want to make an announcement, which I'm very, very excited about. And you know how long I've been saying this. I've been saying I need this and I want this to happen. It's happening. The new head of community at United People's TV is going to be starting on Monday. It's Jimmy. Everyone say hello, Jimmy. Might be watching. I imagine he is. Might be. Not sure. He's going to be reaching out to plenty of you on Discord. And what we're going to be doing in the first couple of weeks with Jimmy is asking all of you exactly how you feel about the community. Like, what do you love about what United People's TV does? What do you wish we did more of? What don't you like? He's going to be getting loads of community feedback to find out exactly what you want. And then moving forward, we're going to be reworking all of the membership levels on YouTube, bringing in perks that actually make a big difference. We're going to be doing a survey about the live shows. We're going to be doing surveys about the United People's TV meetups all around the world. This is when the community really finally gets somebody who can be the head of it. And whilst all the content's going out, the community doesn't get forgotten about. I've been wanting this for a long, long time. Finally in a position. So big up to Jimmy. I look forward to getting started on Monday. Right. Let's get into the news. I want to start off with some really, really positive news here. Okay. Today's show. Sekou Kone has been discharged from hospital. If you missed what happened with Sekou, we were playing Tamworth. I think it was the under-21s playing Tamworth. Had a head clash. Went down for 20 minutes. He was stretchered off. Game was abandoned. But he's been discharged from hospital. So that's really good news. I'm sure we'll get an official update from Manchester United at some point down the line. But it's just great news that he's been discharged from hospital. Tell you what, this shirt is getting more love than I ever get. It's a nice shirt though, isn't it? Come on, you got to love this shirt. Big up. Anyway, really good news about Sekou Kone. So fingers crossed that he's absolutely fine. Now, of course, the Premier League is back tonight, so make sure you join the United People's TV Fantasy Premier League. We're going to be doing loads of little spot prizes across the course of the season. I don't know, like giving away some shirts, giving away some cash prizes. We'll try and think of a big prize towards the end of the season if you actually win. Gungshi, I can see you down there gifting 10 memberships. And this is the amount of times I've always said that about. It's not that I'm ungrateful that people gift memberships. I almost like don't know what to do anymore. And I've always felt like I've wanted to give more back to the community that keeps giving so much back. It's like self-serving, and I just want to make it bigger and better. So big up to you, Gungshi. You've been a massive part of the community, and Jimmy will definitely reach out to you for chat. But the FPL code is pinned to the live chat, so click the link, and then the code's there as well. Free to join. Going to be doing some prizes. Look, I'm probably going to be interested in about like 40. Everyone does it. FPL start of season. Love it, love it, love it. And then you forget 1 week. And then you just get really annoyed with yourself. Give away the shirt that you're wearing. Hell no. Tell you what, fun thing. If anyone's going to Karangbin tonight and you spot me, come up to me, we'll take a photo. And, I don't know, I'll buy you a shirt. I'll buy you a United shirt. See if anybody from the United People's TV community is going tonight. That'll be a fun thing to do. But yeah, make sure you join. And I'm definitely not going to win that. Not the only one. All right. Who else is that? Chris, thank you very much for gifting 10 memberships as well. This is the thing. I really want to make these memberships bigger and better. I want the perks to be more than they are. So it feels like you're really getting something for the membership. I think you do to a certain degree now, but I just want to make it bigger and better. That's it. Right? Now, I want to tell you what video is coming out at lunchtime today. This is a video we've been working on for a while. You'll remember when Ruben Amorim came in, we did a mini doc on Amorim, on his career at Sporting, why he was so loved by Sporting fans, the success that he had there, and, any issues that he had. This is an update on that. This is about Amorim's 2.0 Manchester United. What's changed this summer? What's he been changing this summer? Right? And what can we expect this season? This is effectively our proper pre-season video. It's the latest United People's productions. Anybody who watches it, you might see a slightly different intro. I'm calling it United People's Productions Season 2. So we're going to try and up the levels even more this season. I've definitely not got a tan. Have I got a tan on the head? I don't know. It's just that the sides of your head when you get a skin fade are so white that everything else looks a bit tan. To be honest, no. It's quite ironic, really, as somebody who's basically Irish. I actually tan pretty well. It's just I spend so much damn time indoors. Go look back when I was in Ghana for 3 months. I had an orange glow, man. I like that. Anyway, this is going to be dropped at 12 p.m. today. And I think you'll really enjoy it. I love this video. I think John's done an incredible job on the edit. Big up to John. Make sure you check that out. And I might drop the Arsenal 11 tonight at 7 p.m. Although dropping it Friday night, I think everyone's out having a good time. Not quite sure. Maybe tomorrow morning. Maybe later on tonight. Not quite sure. Not quite sure. Right, let's get into the main story that everybody, of course, wants to talk about. We've been waiting patiently on this one. I'll run through all the latest news. I don't have a makeup artist. I think at some point I was thinking about putting makeup on because my forehead was too shiny. But I think I've sorted the lighting out now, so it's not as reflective. Anyway, Baleba, right? We know exactly what's happened. To summarise, when was the Ornstein bomber on Baleba? Ornstein, Baleba, Man United talks. When was that? Was that a week ago? No, 9 days. There you go. This is when the conversation first started. There. 6th of August, 20 to 7, when I was in the Mackie D's queue in the drive-thru. That's exactly where it happened. United have been in talks with the Baleba camp for 9 days. I think it's fair to say we know what's going on with Baleba. And we know he actually wants to join United. And this is the latest from Fabrizio here, right? That United are keeping working on the Baleba deal and the sales, which I will speak about next, right? The initial approach to discuss with Brighton is now ready. We already know that the deal is difficult. Brighton want to keep him. But Baleba is keen on the move. At least in terms of asking on the news of the PO box, well, I ballsed up yesterday. I found out the address of the local delivery office, drove there, got there, but it closed. It's only open between like 8 and 10 in the morning, which I can't do, and then 4 and 6 in the evening, which I can do. But I was there in the bloody middle. I went at 1. So I didn't get in. So I'm going to have to, I can't go today. Then they'll be closed on the weekend. So I'm probably going to do it Monday afternoon. I'll then go. What I'm hoping is I walk in there and all the bloody stuff is just there in the corner going, we didn't know what address it was going to. What's we saying down here? To make sure I'm bringing you the latest news. That is absolutely the latest news. But the latest news from Brighton's side is exactly what you think it is, right? Fabian Hertzler, speaking ahead of Brighton's season opener, said this about Baleba, because I'm very, very confident. I didn't see any change. He seems to be in a very good place, enjoying it with his teammates. They play Fulham on Saturday. I imagine he starts. I imagine he's probably going to have a cracking game. Someone's saying that, how much did we bid? Man United haven't bid yet. The news yesterday, what was it from? I think it was like a Cameroonian news source that people were saying was first with Baleba's move from Lille to Brighton with the news. Right? They're saying 112 million euros and it's done, it's this. And I think even Rio Ferdinand quote tweeted yesterday. There is no bidding currently, right? United have been doing all the groundwork in making sure that he wants to join. Right now, Brighton, they're not actually putting a price on him because Brighton don't have any intention of selling this summer. The only way that we get Baleba, realistically, if we pay probably slightly over the odds. Yeah, and I know that. Brighton had the same sort of stance with Caicedo before he left, but if you go back and look at the bids that went in, 75 million was rejected. We all know what he actually went for. He went for, what was it, 115 mil? If United really are serious about wanting to sign Baleba this summer, we're going to have to pay a premium for it. And it's going to be more than I think even most of you think it should be. It's going to be north of 100 mil. Now, you got Samuel Luckhurst saying, look, United are prepared to delay the move until next summer. And if it is next summer, and this is probably, and we've spoken about this before, next summer you probably get City in the conversation. I imagine Liverpool will probably get into the conversation. Chelsea are in every conversation ever. Don't really think Arsenal would be. But if United are serious, and United want this to be our midfield partnership in the future for the next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years from next season, and they want to get him in this summer, I even think 100 million is under the price of what Brighton will demand. I really, really don't. I'm not just saying this just to... I don't really know why else I would say it. Brighton will have no intention of selling him this summer. Next summer, it might be a conversation. But they didn't want to sell Caicedo, and they eventually did. In the summer, they didn't want to because they were given like 115 mil. There is no point United going in with this opening bid that Fabrizio says is ready, and it be any less than 90. Any less than 90. It's going to be our club record transfer. Brighton will want it to be a British record transfer. But Isaac's probably going to be joining Liverpool anyway. Do you reckon there's any chance that Isaac stays there? I mean, he just won't play. He's already said he's got no intention of being reintegrated. Sigmund, how you doing, dude? Thank you very much for gifting 5 memberships. Jimmy will definitely reach out to you. Anybody who's a prominent member of the community, make sure you're on Discord because it'll be the easiest place for Jimmy to be able to speak to you, all of you. And you can just have a DM, have a chat. So like Sigmund and Nuruddin and so many of you, all the mods, Gungshi and Stephanie and Carl, all of you can have your input, right? Let me see what you're saying down here in the chat. Make them an offer they can't refuse. That's exactly what I'm saying. Now, we've already spoken about the finances. We know the sponsorship deals are coming in. There's still one more that's going to be announced. No one knows what it is yet. We'll find out. And we'll speak about sales next. And this is where I think it feels like there's genuinely been some movement. We had an extra live show yesterday about Sancho, bringing a little update on that from David Ornstein. How is a prominent member determined? If you've been here long enough, you're a prominent member. There isn't like a judgment on it. Like, Josh, you've been around for years and years and years helping with the timestamps. Nuruddin is still very active on Discord, not quite active on here yet. But so many of you. And it doesn't matter if I don't interact with you. If you're here and you're here often and you want to affect the channel going forwards, then reach out to Jimmy. Your voice will make a difference. It really, really will. Someone down there saying we need to get him this summer. Well, I think it's United's plan to. Really, really is. But that bid has to go in. We spoke about it yesterday. Fabrizio Romano is saying that it's ready, right? 9 days of putting in the groundwork, speaking with Baleba, making sure he wants it. Now it's just about the bid. And maybe United were waiting a little bit on some sale advances. We don't know in that sense. I think the way that we've operated so far this summer, we've not really bottlenecked ourselves on waiting for sales, though. That's what I think. Who the hell is Jimmy? Jimmy is going to be the new head of community at United People's TV. Getting started on Monday. You'll start seeing his name here sometimes. You'll see him active in Discord. He's going to be the bridge and the link between the community and me. Because I haven't got enough time anymore to focus on the community because there's so much content going on. So Jimmy will be the bridge to make sure that the conversation happens every single day. And I don't miss anything in ways that I did before. That's what he's doing, right? Ineos have had a good summer so far. We've had some good signings, and there's a lot more that we need to do in terms of sales, right? You know that. I know that. We'll speak about that now. Levi, thank you very much for gifting 10 memberships as well. Looking forward to putting the map up later. Get a few more of you added onto it. Right, yesterday. I was waiting to do that show. I really, really was. If you missed it, this is what was said, right? About Roma. And this is the latest from Fabrizio this morning on it, saying Roma are confident to get that green light from United. 20 million loan with an obligation bid sent yesterday, and we spoke about that. We'll actually run through a little bit more information from Ornstein on exactly the framework of that. Seen as the best proposal, Jadon's camp is also in direct talks with Roma over the salary. Any news on our goalkeeper situation? Not right now. The only news we've got is that United aren't active, really. And if we were to get one, I think it's going to be someone like Sen Lemons, right? Don't think it's going to be a proper first-choice goalkeeper. This is from the Athletic, and this is what they're saying on the Sancho and Roma story, all right? Roma have made an offer worth 20 million to sign United on a permanent transfer. The bulk of the Italian club's offer is a fixed upfront fee, which is inclusive of add-ons, but there is an acknowledgement that it will be a tricky deal to complete. It would only be tricky because Sancho won't want it to happen. If Roma have done it, you can see that the bulk of the Italian club's offer is a fixed upfront fee. It's from David Ornstein, right? So that's not a loan with an obligation. This is what we'll pay. This is most of it up front. Club-to-club talks are at an early stage, and there has not yet been any indication from Sancho as to whether he will be open to the move. This is the only thing, by the sound of it, that stops it happening, which I think we're all still a little bit afraid of. What we've heard yesterday was that, Sancho's camp had opened the door to Roma. Like, he's not pushing it out. But in terms of us being worried about this being another loan with an obligation, might it just end up being the same as the Chelsea situation and Roma paying a fee? How does it even work? Because Sancho's contract runs out next summer. So why would they come in and do a loan with an obligation when he's going to be free in the summer? I suppose that's where the complications of it are. And Anthony mentioned it there. United could, if they wanted to, extend Sancho's contract to make Roma pay a fee. But then if Roma pull out, then we're liable to paying another 9 million for Sancho's wages next summer. Unfortunately, not Shane. You can't force any player to accept. I think that's something that we've learned a fair bit of. It was Maguire with the West Ham move that failed because the wages difference, we weren't willing to pay it. But Roma have offered mainly a fixed upfront fee. So that would be cash in the bank, which I didn't think it was yesterday. Schwab saying, are we happy to wait until January for a goalkeeper if we spend over 100 mil for Baleba? I think it's quite a good question for a poll, really. There you go. It's a good one. Would you spend over 100 mil on Baleba if it meant not signing a goalkeeper until January? There's no guarantee you even sign a goalkeeper in January. I think it's a good question because for a lot of United fans, signing a goalkeeper was one of the priorities this summer. I do think we need one. I really, really do. Someone down there talking about signing Donnarumma on a loan with an obligation. I mean, his agent has mentioned the Premier League. City, I think we're having conversations, weren't they? If Edison was to leave and Donnarumma was to come in, James Trafford would be like, well, I'm going to hand in a transfer request before I've even made my debut. I think it's a good question. Leave that, right? We'll leave that vote for a while, and then we'll come back. Now let's move on from Melty to just the kid. The boy. Alejandro Garnacho. The latest on him, and this is what Fabrizio's saying, look, the talks are continuing behind the scenes, but he went a bit further in his latest video saying, look, things are very advanced, or very, very advanced, to quote him, very, very active, to quote Fabrizio. Just want this done. ASAP Rocky, get the money in and move on. And let me just present to you the latest bit of evidence as to why Alejandro Garnacho is a £50 million player. Utara to Brentford from Bournemouth. 37 mil plus add-ons. That properly made me go, huh? Huh? From Bournemouth to Brentford. 37? Huh? That proper made me go, Chelsea want 30 mil for Garnacho. Okay. And let's add some more evidence on top of it. Omari Hutchinson going from relegated Ipswich to Nottingham Forest for 37.5 mil. But Garnacho's only worth 30. Don't come at me speaking about attitude. Don't come at me saying, oh, it's about what the club... Nah. If you want Garnacho, you pay 50. 40 up front and add-ons. Or 40 up front and a sell-on percentage, which is bigger than the add-ons. You can decide. But he's a £50 million player. It's the exact same situation as Brentford were justified to ask the price that they asked for Mbeumo. Manchester United are justified to say the price that we are asking for Garnacho. Chelsea can try and take the piss, but it's fine. They want to do that. And Garnacho, you can just sit in the shadows. You can't rot on the bench because I told you, like, player unions. I don't even know if you can force him to train in isolation. Either way, there's so much evidence. Like, to add the Madueke and the Gittins and the Elanga, there's just so much justification as to why it's 50 mil. Just there's more added into it. So I think it's only strengthening United's position in the negotiations. All right? That's all it's doing. So I think I'd rather just wait this out until we get the price that we want, which is 50. And if we don't get it, all right, lad, you won't play in the World Cup then because you're not going to be playing for United this season. Your choice. Let me see what you're saying on the poll, right? That's probably one of the most landslide polls we've had. Would you spend over 100 mil on Baleba if it meant not signing a goalkeeper until January? 91% of you are saying yes. 91%. That's probably one of the biggest landslide ones we've had. Chinny, you're saying, I sincerely doubt the Baleba deal will go through. If it's a difficult deal, why not go for another option? There are a lot of athletic midfielders. And I think this is where you get a little bit tricky. Because then you're in a position where, I'm not denying, by the way. Remember, we've looked at loads of midfielders. Geez, for 100 mil, even for 50 mil, there are so many top-level midfielders that you could bring in. But would they be Carlos Baleba? Would they be that exact player you want? Or would you then be slightly compromising for the sake of bringing a body in? I mean, every club will have top targets and second targets. Like, Šeško wasn't the first striker that we went after. I'll speak about Šeško a little bit later in the show. How much would Adam Wharton cost? I had him down as 100 mil at the start of the summer. Maybe that was slightly overzealous, but it's at least 75. It's at least 75. Yeah, I don't know whether United, honestly, in terms of prediction here, I think there's a possibility that United will look... Oh, no, will they? Will they? Amram's always said he wants an athletic midfielder. I don't know. Part of me thinks that United would rather wait for Baleba next summer rather than bring someone in for the sake of having a new athletic midfielder. You know what I mean? I don't think it's as easy as a... For us as fans, yeah, well, we just need a new midfielder and don't really mind who it is, but we need a new midfielder this summer. But in terms of long-term sustainable squad building, if you then spend 50 million on a different athletic midfielder, I suppose next summer you could technically then sell Ugarte, put that midfielder into that position, and then bring in Baleba, which is still a possibility. I suppose that the plans might change. Don't quite know. But that bid has to be going in. I'm hoping it's in for Arsenal. Although if I'm being completely selfish here, can United wait until tomorrow morning, put that bid in? Considering I'm not here this afternoon? Greedy. Selfish of me. I know. Pyramid singing down in the comments saying, we don't want no scrubs. That TLC? Was. Big up TLC. Douglas Luiz season loan with buy option. Yeah, Douglas Luiz. It's all gone a bit quiet on that front, isn't it? Not any club is really interested in him. Now, I want to quickly move on to Šeško and to run through what his agent was saying. In a long interview, I think, with the Slovenian TV. So big up to United Kersey on Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter. I'll always call it Twitter. Sorry, Elon. I'm not even apologising to Elon. It's Twitter, all right? It's not X. And he was speaking about the deal with United. And also speaking here, in particular, about negotiating with United. You can see down here the translation, right?
Imajo recimo direktorja pogajanj, to je Matt Hargreaves, ki je neizprosen pogajalec. V zadnjih praktično 10-15 dneh so dejansko me spremljali na vsakem koraku. Pogajanja so potekala v 3 različnih državah, v 6 različnih mestih.
I just thought this was a really interesting thing. So if anybody can't read there, he was saying, we were in contact with Man United's negotiations director, Matt Hargreaves, who was a ruthless negotiator. In the last 10 to 15 days, they followed my every step. And the talks took place in 3 different countries and 6 different cities. And it's just, you know what? It's just good to hear that. It's good to hear that from the agent of a player that we just signed. 10 days, followed his every move, talks in 6 countries, 3 countries, 6 cities. United didn't mess about. I just liked that. I really did. And I do like how United have acted so far. And I even think that we've approached the Baleba situation properly. We haven't lowballed Brighton with a crappy offer. We haven't really even gone to Brighton because we knew if we did that without Baleba's head being turned, then we wouldn't have enough leverage in the conversation. Time is slightly against us. I think, let's be honest, the Mbumo, if you're going to pick something that we could have done better, I think it was the time that it took for the second bid to go in for Mbumo. There was too much space between the first and the second bid. That delayed us by a couple of weeks. This may have been a conversation that was happening towards the start of August, which would give us a little bit more time. But I like that Šeško one. Surely that caught everybody off guard, didn't it? I swear that went from United choosing Šeško as our prime target to United signing him was in a week, wasn't it? I think this was the quickest transfer that we did this summer. I suppose Cunha technically was because it was a release clause, so there wasn't really any negotiation there whatsoever. Anyway, I liked hearing that from his agent. Navin, you like the shirt as well? This shirt is getting more love than I am. New famous shirt. Right. Speaking about some more exits, all right? Nathan Salt from the Daily Mail here suggesting that Fulham are now showing an interest in Hojlund. I'll be totally honest. I do not think Hojlund should be moving to the Prem. For his own good. It would just be so cutthroat. And it would be like, I suppose, like on the verge of bullying. Effectively, there's going to be so much ammunition for Premier League fans to be using against Højlund. I think the best thing for him to be in another country. Starting again. Fresh start. Elsewhere. Different scrutiny. New sets of fans. New environments. If he was to leave, I think he should be going abroad. And AC strikes me as an amazing place. be awesome to play for AC or Inter. That's got to be like right up there in the bucket list of clubs, isn't it? AC or Inter, Bayern. Would I choose Real Madrid or Barca? I think I'd probably choose Barca. Just, I'm on some sort of tangent. My mind's gone elsewhere. So if I ever made it as a professional professional footballer, what clubs would I have liked to have played for? Anyway, I never made it. To be honest, I didn't play football. I think my team disbanded when I was like 13. And I just never joined another one. Because then I turned into a bit of a twat at school. Turned into a chav. I didn't have the best 13. I wasn't the nicest chap between like 13 and 36. Yeah, and I know Italy's not quite the same destination as it was in the 90s. Go Lazio. I used to love watching that on Sunday morning. But to give it credit, Serie A has definitely got better over the last couple of years. Yeah, Barca wouldn't be able to register me. It's a shame, isn't it? Anyway, speaking of more exits, haven't really heard a peep on Malacia. Is it Malacia or Malacia? Don't know. Tyrell. Haven't heard a peep on him for a while, and this is coming from Just Blauhof. Just Blauhof. Just? Anyway. Sorry, I've just completely annihilated your name. He writes for Voetbal International, which is, I think, the most reputable, certainly as far as I know, Dutch newspaper. And we saw some whiffy reports yesterday linking Malacia with a move to Celtic, and this is what he's saying here. He's saying sources close to Malacia are surprised by the reports of a transfer to Celtic. He's heard nothing from Scotland. From now, there is still the offer from Saudi and nothing else. The left back is training at Carrington, Manchester United's complex. So that's kind of all it is, really, with him. No offers are in yet. He's got one offer from Saudi. Doesn't sound like he wants to go there. That's some Shuvo saying another joker. I think you just don't lump Malacia into anywhere near the same category as Sancho or Garnacho or Anthony. I don't think I've ever heard a bad word about Malacia. There just hasn't been the interest in him, truth be told. And it's kind of like, for example, if United were actively trying to sell Luke Shaw this summer, which we're not, I think we should. Does Shaw's contract run out next year? Shaw and Casemiro, do their contracts expire? Please do. I know Casemiro's going into his last year. Someone down there, I don't know how you can be so silly, right? I need the code for the mini league. Can't find it in here. It said it was pinned, but I can't find it. I mean, you look right at the top of the chat. There's a bloody pinned message that has the code written right there. How can you not get it? Come on, people. Use your noggins. It's right there. Anyway, he's not a bad lad. I think his contract runs out next year as well. Let's actually quickly have a look at that. Man United contracts expiring next year. I think. Did we give Maguire a 1-year extension? Can't remember. Man United contracts. Expiring next year. Bennett. Oh, what? Luke Shaw's isn't expiring next year? God damn it. Sancho, Maguire. I thought we gave Maguire a 1-year extension. Casemiro, Malacia, and Heaton. Does that mean Shaw's still got another bloody year on top of it? My God. Year after that, look at that. Need that contract with Cobby to get sorted. Shaw. Wonder if I don't know whether Martinez will get a new one. Anyway, I thought Maguire got a 1-year extension. But next summer, it is Sancho, Maguire, Casemiro, Malacia. It's not Luke Shaw. Balls. Well, no chance of us selling Shaw then. Oh, well. Make sure you change the setting on the chat from top chat to live chat. It should show then. Okay, sorry. Well, that might have been a reason why you couldn't see it. Anyway, ladies and gents, can we have a little 10-minute chat about this. So Amorim's press conference is today at 1:15. I've got to leave at like 2. I'm going to try and watch the press conference and then get the starting 11 recorded before I go. Let's see if I can do that. All right? See if I can do that. What's your feeling going into this game? Because it's a big old blockbuster, really, for the opening game of the season. Amorim against Arteta. Šeško against Gyökeres. Cunha and Mbumo. Zubimendi. Madueke. He might start. Don't really know. You know, Arsenal have only... Don't ever go at me for not me jinxing. I'm just telling you a fact. You know, Arsenal have only won once, I think, in like 18 years. Was it 18 seasons at Old Trafford in the Premier League? It was like a few years ago. For some reason, it hasn't really ever mattered when we've played Arsenal. I think even when they were chasing the title, wasn't that when Rashford scored his double? And Arsenal were massive heavy favourites going into that game. I'm going to do a little cheeky poll. So see down here, 2,300 votes for 90% of you would definitely sign Baleba for over 100 mil if it meant not signing a goalkeeper till January. Let me just do a poll then. What's your prediction? United win. Draw. Arsenal win. There you go. I'm going to read some of your comments. 2-1, Cunha debut goal. Šeško will not start. Ant, you think it's going to be tight? I wonder how Arsenal will play, actually, thinking about it. I think we know how United are going to play. Right? I think we do. United are going to go aggressive. United are going to try and use Old Trafford as the home territory. I think so anyway. I think we should. Arsenal, last season, they've kind of shown over these last couple of years, kind of ironic really, that Arteta's ended up being more like a second coming of Mourinho than he has been the second coming of Guardiola, in terms of Arsenal showing that when they score away from home, they are happy to close up shop, sit deep, box defend, and do it very, very well. So, worst case scenario, really, I think, is Arsenal score early, and they do that. Because United, if we're choosing two things that we've been particularly bad at for years and years and years. Number one, building out from the back. Number two, breaking down a low block. And I think Arsenal have probably got the best low block in the league, don't they? 8-2 again. Just imagine. Who's that? Jay, man. Thank you so much for gifting 20 memberships. You ledge. Everybody. Iconic community. It really is. United 3-0 winners. So much better. We're much better in pre-season on the front foot. I don't want us to see us deep. If you look at the games against West Ham and Bournemouth, I think it was, were the two games where we played aggressive, and I was like, well, that's a lot better. And then against Everton, kind of reined it in a little bit. It's a bit it really did feel like a tactical instruction. Like Amorim was like, right, okay, well, we show me we can play on the front foot. It's really good. But what if we play a little bit deeper? Because there's going to be certain games this season where we're going to have to play in a different shape. We can't always play that aggressive style. So let's sit a little bit deeper and then try and hit on the transit. It just wasn't as good. They were, weirdly enough, last season, Amorim said that United were more comfortable playing in a low block, playing deeper, than they were going forward. If I'm saying how we looked in the preseason, it was actually the opposite. I think we looked more comfortable on the front foot going forward than we did in a deep block. It's kind of the flip. That's what I think. Anonymous bot with the best username in the world. Good morning, Sam. It's been a while since I tuned in. Work schedule changed, so I won't be able to tune in during graveyard hours. What's happened to the Spotify episodes? Haven't seen an update since the 30th of May. Thank you very much, dude, for joining back in. Now, with Spotify, with the podcast, now that you've said that, I'll give you a little update on it. Last season, I did it all, of course. I was doing the podcast and recording it as an extra bit of content before we do the live shows. I just can't do that anymore. It's just not sustainable. I did it for like 3-4 months. The podcast, what I could do and what I was thinking of doing was just putting the live chats, not the live chats, the live shows up on Spotify as that, which might work. But the quality wouldn't be as good as I want it to be. So unfortunately, I think the podcast is basically where I've realised my ambitions are limited by my capabilities right now. Can't really do the podcast properly and maintain everything we're doing here until I have a second person, a co-host that can share responsibilities. I think that's where the podcast has sort of failed a little bit. Like, if you look at the quality, like I'm looking at Talk of the Devils and everything that Andy Mitten and Laurie Whitwell and Ian Irving and Carl Anker are doing, and the quality is so damn good. And it's great. They're easily the best podcast out there. I don't want to just go out and dump the YouTube live show out as a podcast because it's not something designed to be a podcast that you listen to on Spotify. But I know quite a lot of people enjoyed it. So I'm still working on bringing it back. But there's other things that have taken priority, like bringing in Jimmy as the head of community. There's that's why the podcast is going to get... I wanted to bring it back for the start of the season. It's just not been possible, unfortunately. Back to the game, though. Yeah, of course, they got the Athletic behind them. But they also don't have any other responsibilities in terms of... They do have a responsibility for the content, but in terms of the video, that's where my focus has to be. So whereas their focus after a game can be on recording a podcast. Hi, Barry, to do the pod. Aaron, you're saying, when Šeško scores a brace from the bench, we are signing... If he scores a brace from the bench, I will very much enjoy that. Fan call-ins, we're hopefully going to be bringing them back. That's something that Jimmy's going to be working on. What's the poll saying? 1,300 votes are in. I swear to God, United would win the quad every year if our poll questions were correct. 68% of you are saying United win, 25% are saying draw, and 7% saying an Arsenal win. Peter's saying you need a football friend to make a podcast with. I already started it with the lads that I met from United. But I need someone who knows the sort of creative industry. He's effectively a content creator that I actually admire, and I think he does content in the right way, and he's a decent lad and a good United fan. I don't just want to bring in an arsehole, if you know what I mean. I'm a little bit protective in that sense. Ant, you're asking down there, would you rather play cautiously and get a draw or lose, but absolutely go all guns and play them? Honestly, the most important thing for United in this first game of the season is not to lose. I think so. The ideal situation is we go out there and we absolutely dominate and beat Arsenal, but Arsenal were second last year, have been second for the last couple of years. Every time we've played them for the last couple of years has been very tight games. Sometimes on the right side of it, sometimes on the wrong side of it. I don't want us to lose. I disagree with that down there, saying a draw is the best thing we can hope for. I mean, absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. But I wouldn't go in this playing it like a cup final and we're like 1-0 down and we've just got to go all out and we've got to get the win and we've got to score goals. I think that would just leave us too open. I don't think that's going to be the case. Rob, you're saying the eye test. That's kind of what I want to see. I want to see United playing with as much measure and control as we can. Not just hitting on the transition. Not just defending on the edge of our own box. That's what I think. Ideally, I'd like to see us win. Steph, you're saying Sam set down a marker, beat Arsenal, Chelsea and Burnley at home. I mean, yeah. Ideally, that's what we do. Go City away, beat them as well. Beat everyone, win the first 5 games. My expectation is that if we're looking at this season and we're looking at momentum, right? And say things all go well. Well, they're not all going to go well, but say things go well. I would expect United to hit their stride properly. I think after the September international break. I think it will take us a few games to warm up into it. I think it'll take some... Not every team will take a few games. Some teams will come in firing straight away. And maybe United will, right? Maybe United will. There's not really an update on Sancho from Romano. Roma is still waiting on the green light. United prepared to accept the bid. Waiting for Sancho's decision. Sancho's open to discuss it, but working on personal terms. That's it. It's exactly what we spoke about earlier. If Sancho is the only reason that Sancho move doesn't happen. United, we've already accepted that. That says right. Manchester United prepared to accept the bid. A win would be massive for morale. It would be. But I would say the worst thing that could possibly happen for this Arsenal game is for it to be game 39 of last season. For United to, just to lose and to lose badly and to just... I don't think that will happen. But to avoid that, I would rather we stayed a little bit tighter, a little bit more compact. Maybe we won't attack as free-flowingly as we'd want to. But it's more important for me not to lose this game, to start the season. Would you wear that shirt if we win? I'm wearing this shirt right now. I'll wear it on Monday if we win. Right? What are you saying down here? Exclusive transfer, what are you saying? I really like the way our club is changing. The values are top quality. We couldn't have had a better captain. I really wish Amrim and co can do great. And yeah, as I said earlier in the show, please do check the channel out at 12 p.m. today. This is the first episode of United People's Productions Season 2, and it's all about Amrim's 2.0. Manchester United. What's changed this summer? What does he want to see change this summer? What else is going to happen? I think you'll really enjoy it. It's our season preview. And it's not just just hype everything and just overhype everything and you're going to be disappointed. It's kind of a factual video saying, but these are all the things that have changed. Actually feels like there's a connected thought process. Actually feels like I could explain to somebody, yeah, there's actually a vision at United now. There's actually a leadership structure that kind of knows what they're doing. It's not perfect, but should be a big, significant improvement on last season. So make sure you check that video out. I think you'll enjoy it. And then a couple of photos that just made me laugh. Like, I know perspective, right? I could become... Hey, look, if United win, going to have to wear it on Monday. And then I'm going to wear it every Monday show after if we win. Damn it. Just sign myself up for that. Anyway, it's a good show. I know it's perspective, but Diego Leon looks tiny. Sexy. Sexy. But they are bloody massive. I hope that's a little bit of a difference this season. United just... I don't want to see United getting bullied this season. I want to see us winning our one-on-one duels, man. I want to see us winning far more aerial duels. Shoulder-to-shoulder tackles. Just don't be a bunch of pushovers, man. And Xerxes bloody massive. I'm guessing he's just standing a little bit in front of Šeško. But it's good to see Xerxes back in training. And then, of course, it's mad, isn't it, really? We haven't seen Šeško kick a ball in a United shirt so far. We haven't seen Mbumo complete 90 minutes so far. Cunha's the only player who's played 90 minutes in a United shirt. Now, I think you could see both of those play 90 minutes. We'll see. We'll have some options from the bench. Diego Gulliver. Anyway. Yeah, it's fair to say I'm looking forward to this game on Sunday. A little bit nervous. Right? A little bit nervous. You have to be. It's good nervous energy. But excited nervous energy. Right. Let's pull something up. Bam! It's map day. I don't know why I'm playing the guitar. Just excited for the gig later, I suppose. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're new in town, this is the United People's TV community map. We've got 765 map points. We had 3 of you every single Friday. Let me know what city and country you're watching from all around the world. All right? And let's see if we can get some new places on the map. Sophie's saying, why is yesterday's prediction video age restricted? It's because we've got a partnership with Botano, and that's why they age restricted it there. I'll make sure it's all right going forward. It's just did something different in that video, but I'll fix it. Enzo, you're watching from Beijing in China. I'm not sure we've had too many from there. Make sure you please don't spam in the comments, though, right? Beijing. It's really annoying. I can't say China without thinking about Donald Trump saying it. What have we got down here? Oh, someone Zodiac. Oh, no, Zodiaz watching from Jalapa in Mexico. I think I'd choose... It's either Mexico or... If I could choose 2 places to visit next, I think I'd choose Mexico or Canada. One of those 2. And we've got Unlisted Lizard. Great username. Watching from Collierville in Tennessee. All right. Awesome. That's 3 of you add onto the map. There's loads more, but we'll add 3. We'll keep it at 3. Otherwise, the map just gets double stacked. That was another busy week in United People's TV towers. Today's video, lunchtime video, it's going to be that season preview. Amrim's Manchester United 2.0. I might drop the starting 11 for the Arsenal game later on tonight or tomorrow morning at probably 10 a.m. Undecided on when, but it's going to be going out one of those 2 days. So you can check that out. We'll have all the press conference quotes, team news, predictions, etc., etc. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll say it one more time because it's pinned to the channel. The FPL League is there. The code and the link to join is there. It's free to join. We're doing spot prizes across the course of the season. All right? I'll see you after the Arsenal game. We've got content going out. And if there's any Baleba bombs, then I'll be going live. Apart from today. So if you know I could wait until tomorrow, that'd be nice. Big up to all of you. Have a cracking weekend. And the Premier League is back.